When he enters, the darkness retreats. With the roar of thunder, his power completes. Fear and respect, they follow his reign. JoeDaKing's arrival ignites the flame.
Hey, what's up, everybody? So today, in about 3 minutes, they're about to live stream the Cat versus Wile Coyote fight. And this fight I'm actually getting kind of excited about, actually. I mean, the trailers they show for this stuff, like the little basic analysis that they show of both these characters, is like very, very, like, it actually kind of gets you a little hyped up because it gets you into a little, but no, I'm getting off track here. Today, we are reacting to Wile Coyote versus Tom the Cat. This is about to premiere in 2 minutes, and yeah, I'm excited for this fight. I talked about it on my channel in a short. I believe Tom will more than likely end up taking the victory just based off of the fact that he's got better gear and he is a lot more self-reliant aside from Wile. Plus, some stuff I didn't talk about in the video that I talked about in the little trailers about also Tom having like 9 lives and such. So yeah, and also having like a bunch of other cool gadgets and stuff. Not to forget to mention, he has a lot more durability than Wile has, even though Wile has. Yeah, y'all see these comments over here saying, and that, well, they're actually all over the place saying Wile, Tom gonna win. Yeah, they, they just be like that. So I'm gonna refresh. We'll see if this gets us to the countdown. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it does. What I think I love about Death. I just gotta talk about the thing I love about Death Battle is the fact that they're just always, they it's less like a fan made fight and more like who would win accurately. This isn't just like 1v1. This is an accurate fight, and this is a Toon Force battle too. So this could go either way with either of these characters here. Because, I mean, both of them are overpowered cartoon characters, which I guess mean, well, obviously means they're both overpowered and they're both extremely overpowered characters, and well, they're pretty much impossible to kill. So that's kind of like a whole point there. I mean, neither of them really have any basic limits either. So hold on, it's about the time. Okay, looks like they're going on with it. Okay, we got 2 minutes here. About 3 minutes. So just something real quick I want to talk about here. Um, if I get to, like I said this in a couple other videos and such, but I said this before many times. Probably didn't hear it and stuff at the end, but I'm gonna put this in at the beginning. I'm just gonna say it. Uh, yeah, if I get to 1,000 subscribers, I will make a video. Oh, I will make a video or a whole series about Black Air Force activity in video game characters. CJ the Champ style, straight up just Black Air Force Roundtable video game character edition. That is if I get to 1,000 subscribers in total. So I hope that every one of you guys will help support this channel, help me grow as a creator, and maybe even help me hit big someday. I'll even be able to accomplish just so many more of my dreams I've ever wanted to accomplish, including being able to actually make animations myself, because that's something I also want to do. But I won't do it unless I have like a bigger enough fan base, which is pretty obvious. I want to make some other content, game related, reaction related, just to entertain you guys first. But yeah, I will definitely go out my way to make a CJ the Champ style video on video game character Black Air Force Energy. Okay, so we got about like a minute and 9, 8, 7 seconds left. I got the all pink starburst. We about to watch this. Got myself a snack. Got this new screen. Okay, not to talk about. No, I feel like I should talk about more of the fight first, because this is definitely an interesting matchup. I mean, they're both overpowered cartoon characters. Both can't die in any regular means, but I do believe Tom has a chance of winning, considering the. I feel like their weapons and gadgets are going to be seen as a factor, and Tom's just going to have an advantage there based off their reliability instead of their complexity, like Wile has. Plus, I mean, both characters can basically survive the same things too. Like they're impossible to kill. You can't shoot him, burn him, can't do anything like that. Obviously, Wile is stronger, but then in any way, they're both equal in that sense. Because I mean, the cartoon characters they don't have any bounds. Okay, we got 3 seconds. Here's the video. Here's the fight. Let's get into it. Hey, I like that animation looking there.
Coyote, the fastest and furriestest of the Looney
Yeah.
Tunes. Tomcat, the powerhouse pussycat from Tom and Jerry. The fans voted for it, and we're here to deliver.
Yeah, this one
analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who
this
will
one
win
that
a
tournament of
death
champions voting thing they had. Yeah, I wanted Kratos to, and I wanted Kratos' also to win, but they got that one anyways. They still did that one anyways.
There was no figure so cunning,
So I'm okay with this.
as Coyote. To the Miwok, he was a Prometheus who stole fire from the heavens to give to humanity. To the Sowetmuk, he was a foolish trickster who could die and return to life. And to the brothers
Immortality.
Warrior, he's just a poor dumb schmuck who can't catch a break. To this day, the great Coyote stalks the American Southwest, hunting his indefatigable prey.
Oh, these people definitely put too much
And this
for
modern
like his species.
Wile Coyote is driven by a ruthless entrepreneurial spirit. Yeah, and it drove him straight off a cliff. He'll chase that bird-shaped happily ever after to his own inevitable undoing. Such
an
is
idiot.
the lot of the common man. You might not expect it from an anthropomorphic canine Job, but Wile was born the son of world-famous hunter Cage.
Yeah, that I found
Coyote.
interesting in
His
the
father raised him
original
from infancy to hound his avian
basic trailer for
adversary,
him.
and forbade him to speak until he tasted victory. On the face, an easy task. Coyotes are incredibly adaptable predators, capable of hunting in both rural and urban environments. They're also speedy little demons. They can sprint at up to 43 miles per hour, though that's cold comfort when that blue meeping bastard can make beams of light look stone still, or outrun a car that was moving fast enough to travel through time. Frankly, it's incredible that
Well,
Wile
that's speedy,
manages
but that's
to
more
consistently
Roadrunner
keep up
than
with his prey at
Wile.
all. But he does. No, really, it's actually stated that only a, quote, tiny little extra burst of speed separates the Coyote and the Roadrunner. Heck, Bugs Bunny himself needed to take super speed supplements in order to move fast enough to outrun Wile. But almost as fast isn't fast enough. Fortunately, Wile's got an endless assortment of gadgets, gizmos, and reams of blueprints to make up the difference. He's got your classics like dynamite, anvils, and spring-loaded boxing gloves, along with heavier artillery like heat-seeking missiles, a 10 billion
But as we talked,
electromagnet, and a friggin'
but as
trebuchet.
as we have talked about before in that short that I made, a lot of his stuff is probably, as they're gonna say it later in the video, is sabotaged by the intentionally sabotaged by the company that he gets it
A
from.
Reddit favorite, many of
Acme.
which he invented himself and uses in excruciatingly detailed schemes that inevitably go awry. Despite being a self-described super genius, Wile has an officially measured IQ of 3. That's the same IQ as a cactus. Okay, the test results were fake, but he's still an idiot. So why not let a soulless corporation do the hard work for him? Acme sells any product that you can imagine, and Wile is their most devoted customer, contributing up to 99% of its multi-billion-dollar revenue. Thanks for the inherited wealth, Pops. Oh, don't worry, I'm spending it all in one place.
He's got an Acme Book of Magic, Acme Clone-O-Matic, Acme Death Ray, Acme City in a Box, Acme Universal Remote, which can pause, fast forward, and rewind a person through time.
Too bad half the stuff Wile uses is intentionally sabotaged because
Yeah, like I said.
Acme's board of directors is exclusively Roadrunners. My man
You see,
cannot catch a break,
Roadrunners.
but he sure can
The
take
main
some
op
punishment.
runs
No
the
matter
company that he
severity
gives
of his
everything.
failures, Wile
That he gets
is still
everything
a
from.
Toon and can bounce back from just about anything.
He's been sliced, stabbed, squashed, exploded, melted,
Yeah.
blasted into a
They can do
constellation, and
anything.
overall
That's what
burned for the
Toon-
last 87
That's what
years
cartoon
straight
characters are.
without ever
They're
actually dying. He
completely
once got fully disintegrated into ash
they're
and
completely
popped back up like it was
indestructible
nothing.
and like the
Similar
most
to the
impossible
immortal
way.
Coyote of Sewetmuk legend.
He's also shattered the fourth wall tons of times and even left the comic page entirely to catch the Roadrunner. Yeah, so close.
Believe it or not, there is actually a biological reason for these abilities. Looney DNA. Every Toon's got it, not just the loony ones. And it's what lets them survive fatal damage up to being fully erased off the page, essentially dictating their personal slice of reality to whatever is funny.
Like how gravity only affects the Coyote when he looks down.
Toons are immune to the laws of physics as we know them.
That's why Wile developed a counter to this immortality, the Looney
Oh.
DNA Dissolver, which leaves Toons vulnerable to fatal wounds the same way we are.
Hey, boy, ain't no fucking way, boy.
Yet again,
Oh.
so close. You can't say he hasn't tried everything.
It was Wile's experience as a veteran Toon that landed him a job at Acme University as department chair of the School of Hard Knocks, teaching
Okay, I didn't know they had a
how to
actual-
use their ability.
I didn't know he actually had a exact counter to actual Toon Force. I didn't even think that was possible, even by a cartoon character standards. I wonder if that's actually going to be utilized in the fight. It probably are.
Okay, so Naruto.
And just like
Yeah.
Naruto's jutsus, Toon Force works like an actual power system, with more experienced Toons like Wile who are more powerful than their younger counterparts.
And that means Wile should be capable of replicating feats and abilities performed by any other Looney Tune, like traveling between different mediums or altering the plot of the cartoon he's in.
And my favorite was
Wow.
the time Plucky Duck used
they're
Marvin
bust.
the Martian's
They're busted.
matter transmogrifier to suck up the entire universe.
And then suck up the animator animating his universe.
And then suck
Damn.
up the animator's universe for good measure.
Wile's got a cushy 10-year job teaching that stuff. Impressive for an abject failure at his life mission. He's helped stop a meteor from destroying Earth, beat the Monstars in basketball, and even, oh snap, caught the Roadrunner! Oh wait, never mind, so damn close!
According to 1977's Tweety and Sylvester issue 67, Wile E. Coyote has attempted to catch the Roadrunner 4,766,842 times. Scaling to the present, that's over 10 million failures.
That
Damn.
takes dedication, or maybe self-destructive stubbornness. Too blinded by bird lust to see the forest for the trees.
But Acme's intentional malfunctions and Coyote's recklessness don't account for all of his catastrophes. There's something else, something grander, otherworldly, standing in the way of our furry friend's salvation.
Wiz, there's
Plot.
no other way to say it. God is just plain out to get this guy.
And by God, we mean the closest thing that exists for Coyote and Roadrunner. Chuck Jones.
The guy that created him and helped forge the Looney Tunes into how we know him today.
Originally meant to be a parody of earlier chase cartoons like, well, Tom and Jerry, Jones established several rules for their animated shorts that superseded Coyote's reality warping.
Okay, he's actually got rules here. Number one, the Roadrunner cannot harm the Coyote except by going beep beep. No outside force can harm the Coyote. Only his own ineptitude or the failure of Acme products. The Coyote could not stop any time if he were not a fanatic. Repeat, a fanatic is one who redoubles his efforts when he has forgotten his aim. George Santayana. No dialogue ever, except beep beep. The Roadrunner must stay on the road, otherwise, logically, he would not be called the Roadrunner. Oh, okay. That's kind of dumb. All action must be confined to the natural environment of the two characters, the Southwest American desert. All materials, tools, weapons, or mechanical conveniences must be obtained from the Acme Corporation. Whenever possible, make gravity the Coyote's greatest enemy. The Coyote is always more humiliated than harmed by his failures. Okay.
and Toon abilities.
Rules that cover
I
his
didn't know there were
obsession,
rules.
faulty products, and the fact that no outside force, not even the Roadrunner, is to blame for his defeat. Just him.
While other creatives have altered this formula in the decades since Jones's departure, these
Ah.
rules have effectively made the Coyote's defeats cosmically ordained.
God
Oh.
nerfed Wile Coyote. In all our years making Death Battle, we have never seen a handicap like that.
But what else can you expect from our fanatical furry failson? He's the Sultan of Slapstick, the CEO of Second Place, the swing and a miss superstar. As long as he picks himself back up and dusts off the ashes, that'll never be all, folks, for Wile Coyote. The year was 19.
Okay, so I actually think Tom's gonna win just based off of that. I mean, he has actual rules saying he can't win. So that literally means Tom actually has a major advantage at that point. Like, that's just insane.
1939.
It's
War
insane.
raged in Europe between the British Tommies and the German Jerrys. As
So
the
I actually
beleaguered
think, like,
English made their miraculous escape
I-
from the German
I actually think my prediction might actually be right here because I don't think Tom actually has any actual rules concerning anything like Wile has. Okay, so
encirclement
let's
off the coast
continue.
of Dunkirk.
Let's continue.
One might have called the battle a game of cat and mouse.
Oh, wow, is that actually
Oh.
where their names come from? I'm looking this up.
Probably.
Regardless of their names' origin, William Hanna and Joseph Barbera's infamous cat and mouse duo became the undisputed kings of slapstick comedy.
The formula is simple, and we all know it. Tom Cat chases Jerry Mouse around the house. Brutal, bone-shaking, I felt that in my balls. Violence ensues, and Tom is reprimanded by Mammy Two Shoes.
Who is, let's say, very much from the 1940s.
And if you're like me, all you wanted to see was Tom wipe that smug smirk off that little rat's face. Despite my well-documented hatred of cats, even I've got to cringe at years of propaganda to convince us to side with the filthy, flea-ridden rodent over man's second best friend. Oh, big yawn.
House cats like Tom are actually some of Earth's most successful predators. They can run up to 30 miles per hour, leap 6 feet high, and despite being commonly perceived as nocturnal, they're actually crepuscular and hunt in the dawn and evening.
Tom specifically is a British Shorthair. They're strong, stocky Roman cats bred to withstand harsh conditions. And for Tom, harsh conditions is an understatement.
Tom has collected a crazy assortment of weapons in his war against mouse kind. Sure, most
Stuff
of
he
it
gets
is the
himself.
stuff you can find around the average American household, like baseball bats, lead pipes, and
And guns! Lots and lots of guns. But he's got wackier things like a magic wand, a robo-cat, vanishing cream, and a smart cap that gives him all the knowledge in the world.
I'm partial to the sword.
Okay, so I think that cap might actually, that thinking cap he's got there gives him all the knowledge in the world might actually be his greatest tool in this fight, actually. I mean, he could definitely probably get the knowledge of all of Wile's weaknesses and probably exploit them.
Sword of light and dark, which severs you from your own shadow, or the rewind remote, which can move your victim backwards through time.
And you can't forget the cat car and cat jet, spelled with K's, of course, but just the cat part.
Tom's arsenal is heavily improvisational, which fits his quick thinking in fights over Thanksgiving turkey. Though he often loses his bouts with Jerry, it's not usually because he's dumb or incompetent. Rather, he's just genuinely outplayed.
And even in defeat,
Something
he's
else I
one
said.
tough son of a gun. He's been crushed, blown up, had every bone in his body broken, shattered, melted, and vaporized to dust, and survived.
Well, mostly. Tom actually has kicked the bucket multiple times, but little known cat fact, he has 9 lives, as established in the episode Heavenly Puss.
Oh, Wiz was conducting some different kind of research when he stumbled on that episode.
Very funny. Even if Tom starts to use his lives up, he has a potion that just restores them.
Or he can physically go get them back from hell, where all cats go.
Extremely hardcore for a Toon, but there isn't much of a limit to what Tom can do. He can clone himself, levitate in the air, make
And
his
he doesn't need gear for
imagination
that.
real, and even break the fourth wall and enter the real world.
Sorry if y'all missed what I said there. Actually, when you look at the context of both these characters, a lot of the stuff that Tom can do, Wile needs gadgets to do. So Tom just basically has that stuff on hand while Wile doesn't. So I guess that also leads to another advantage for Tom.
Yeah, if you only watch the classic cartoons from the 40s, you may be in for a shock. Tom and Jerry gets buck wild, much like the actual inspirations for their names. Thank you, Google.
Oh, you're still on this?
Dodoy Whiz. They were actually named after the two characters in Pierce Egan's delightful life in London, Jerry Hawthorne and Corinthian Tom. It was adapted to the stage with the title Tom and Jerry, which later became a catch-all term in 1800s England for young, drunken rabble-rousers.
One could, in fact, say that many rabbles were roused the times Tom destroyed a planet-busting asteroid, lifted up to the sun, and was blown up into a constellation. And he was just fine. Just a bunch of stars now, but he's okay.
He tanked an explosion that launched him through time to the Stone Age and has run through space at massively faster than light speeds.
That shouldn't be a surprise when he and Jerry have been at each other's throats for over 80 years now. But what may surprise you is the fact that at the end of the day,
it's a hell of a
actually
rivalry.
Friends.
And they've worked together tons of times to save the day, like when they helped a little orphan girl, Robin Starling, find her way home. Oh, that's a nice end to their story.
Don't you believe it? Now is when we have to talk about Tom and Jerry Chase. Long ago,
What's Chase?
the warrior god, Lord of Sichuan, Erlong Shen, battled the tricksy and indomitable Mouse King atop Peach Mountain, leading the goddess Celeste to declare the two the strongest warriors in the realm. And they were, in fact, Tom and Jerry. They were even stronger than Devil Tom, who
I mean, these two are literal Chinese gods, bro. This is what Creative Commons always, what Creative Control always do. They don't make you go on the crazy stuff.
repelled corruption by the darkness. This mysterious, malevolent force threatened to consume the tree of life, whose branches encompass all of time and space. Banding together, these warriors used the star element to dispel the darkness and save the universe.
What the fuck?
While it may sound completely insane, it is. Chase is a Chinese mobile gacha game whose lore is not entirely in keeping with the spirit of the source material. However, it is officially licensed by Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment,
So it's
which
canon.
means we have to include it in our research.
So that the gods
Yep.
may grant us mere mortals some heavenly push.
No!
Friendly rivalry aside, though, Tom has actually managed to catch the little rat fair and square a few times.
By my count of the original shorts, 19 times.
Hey,
Watch him on
see?
repeat forever. Too bad he's still a filthy feline. The only kitty I truly respect is named after booze.
Well then, you're in luck, because the Tom and Jerry of
Embarrassed.
English literature later became the namesake for a famous Christmas cocktail.
Well,
Because
fine.
there's no better way to get absolutely trashed than with good old Tom and Jerry.
Tom wins.
Guess what? Death Battle has merch now.
That's right.
Oh, yeah,
Broomstick,
I've
and
met-
you can
I've
pick
actually
some up for
visited
yourself
this
on
site
our
before.
brand new website,
I've
deathbattle.gg.
visited this site before.
Just click the merch tab at the top. We've got
Got their lost episodes on here too. So if y'all don't mind, I'm just going to skip ahead to our rules, skip over the sponsorships and get into the fight. Let's get into this. But before then, we should what really gotta talk about this. Yeah, I'm actually gonna lie, there's not gonna too much to talk about. Tom wins this fight. Like it's just Wiley has limits while Tom actually doesn't appear to have any limits. So let's get into the fight.
Oh!
Must as holicus. Because then they're in their house, but it's in the area where Wiley and Roadrunner usually fight. No, not this. They really do this stuff like that. I say must as holicus. Domestic cat. Felis catus perpetus victimus. Bro, I love what they're doing with this Wile E. Coyote stuff. Oh, he thinks he has a... They got the Tom scream! Yeah! Tom scream! Yeah! Still keep up the original. Meepus, greater Roadrunner. Here's Wiley. Canis Schmuckus.
5 minutes later.
See, Tom be catching Jerry. Fight champions. They both got away. The Tom scream. See, as always, he's getting screwed over by his own special gear. What the? When did this happen?
You apes! You want to live forever!
Oh, he's drinking a potion. Oh, he's got the invisibility. That lady got a nuke. Where'd he get a nuke? I was still in the house. No way. Oh, it's calling Acme. Now he's cooked. We're saying out the Flayed on him. At the lives. On the 9 line. On live 9. The high speed tonic. Now he can move real fast. Oh, they're all over the place. Broke out of the thumbnail of the video. Oh. Oh, they both got hit. Is this actually going to be an actual time? I was hitting with that. Oh. Wait, what?
Wile
actually-
Coyote, super genius.
That. No
Oh,
way.
thank God, one of them
No
actually
way.
died this time.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
I mean, no! Animal cruelty, no!
Considering Coyote
Could have sworn Tom was gonna win. There was no way. Why not so much more than Wiley did? And Wiley could easily just lose anyhow.
eat cats, I'm not surprised.
While both Cat
Oh.
and Coyote were incredibly powerful, they weren't literal gods who could snap their problems away. They had limitations and
Oh.
weaknesses that could be exploited, especially by each other. Let's first talk their stats.
Both were
Yeah.
strong enough to contend with universe-threatening phenomena, but
What?
comparing Wile to Plucky Duck,
Oh,
Looney
that.
Tunes can not only destroy their own universe, but their animators as well.
Oh,
Tom
okay.
could move faster than light, Wile could keep up with the Roadrunner, who could outspeed a car fast enough to travel through time. That's
Okay, so
immeasurably
physical
fast
stats
and
actually
much
did matter.
faster than Tom. Wile gets the edge in stats.
Wile's arsenal was a bit better too, believe it or not, even eliminating the devices that have been shown to malfunction.
Okay,
He
so
still countered
he actually
everything
had
Tom
a
had.
The
bigger.
biggest being the Looney DNA Dissolver, which could render Tom's cartoony healing factor moot and end the fight.
While Tom has never
Hmm.
been shown to have Looney DNA specifically, the concept clearly has nothing to do with actual DNA molecules.
Looney Tunes have been erased completely and still returned, so it's clearly something more fundamental to their essence.
And since the Dissolver works on any tunes, not just the Looney ones, it should apply to Tom. But considering how much of a screw buff Wile is, it wasn't a sure bet. Hell, it could have backfired, especially considering how much more competent Tom is.
When it came to intelligence, Wile's engineering and scheming genius were often defeated by his own ego and stubbornness. Tom, on the other hand, was consistently more flexible, pragmatic, and victorious in his fights. He definitely gets the edge there.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
and
knew it was gonna
Tom
get
has one other
intelligence.
big advantage. He doesn't have God nerfing him.
And that's the big question. Was Tom capable enough to benefit from Wile's narrative-enforced bad luck and see the DNA dissolver backfire against him?
That bad luck is a core part of Wile's character as a cartoon. So
Yeah,
let's
shouldn't I have
call
given
it
him
his,
Tom the
tooniness.
win?
To find the answer,
Shouldn't I have
we
given
dug
Tom the
deep
win?
through the bowels of Looney Tunes lore and ended up in an unexpected place: Space Jam.
Where Wile
Oh.
yet again fails against the Roadrunner, but against the villains of the movie, the Monstars, he actually
Oh.
scores.
And scores again in the sequel, more than anyone else. But according to Chuck Jones's rules, that shouldn't happen, right?
Throughout his entire history, Wile's cosmically ordained failures only occur when he's specifically chasing the Roadrunner, or other tunes the plot bends around
okay.
like bugs, because that's what Chuck Jones's rules were written for: Coyote and Roadrunner cartoons.
And even then, looking closely, they've
Okay.
been broken a few times throughout the decades, even during Chuck Jones's tenure.
Without the universe nerfing him, there's no reason to think Wile couldn't eventually land a hit with the Looney DNA dissolver.
Especially when the only reason it failed was because of the Roadrunner's intervention, a direct violation of Chuck Jones's limitations on the Coyote.
And especially when it's the only thing that either one had that could kill the other.
Despite lacking Wile's narrative impediments, and despite having a better track record overall, Tom ultimately had no surefire way to kill Wile, whereas Wile's superior strength, speed, and looting arsenal ensured his victory.
Wile gave one hell
Okay.
of a chase and left Tom
Okay.
Jones
I
in for
respect
a
that.
rematch.
The winner.
I'll respect that. You know, they actually had a better reason for that. I mean, I didn't really know much about either of the characters in that type of depth. But yeah, I'm gonna trust him on that. Yeah, I'm gonna take him in trust. So let's see what's going on next.
Is
What's the
Wile
next fight?
Coyote.
Palpatine
Next
versus
time
Xehanort
on
Police.
Death Battle.
Oh, ooh, mouse button. Ooh.
Subscribe and join
Spider-Man
as a member to
versus
see more
Deku.
Death Battle.
Miles Morales versus Deku. Ooh, I've heard of this fight. Ooh, that's hype. So I just gotta say that say it. I'm just as loony as the other two. I just gotta say this. Thank you for watching this video. Please make sure to like and absolutely subscribe. And I will see y'all next time. Thank you for watching. This is JoeDaKing, and this has been my Wile E. Coyote versus Tom the Cat Death Battle reaction.
Joe